County Coroner, yeah, everybody hear me? I thought we missed include that. County Coroner goes out and investigates deaths. A lot of people get such mixed up with medical examiners. We don't cut bodies and do all that. Pretty much what we do is the same thing as we did with the investigative sheriff's office. We go out and investigate deaths. We work with the GBI, in these offices. We don't go out on every death, but we go out on a lot. We average about 100-something calls a year. And it's pretty much the same thing as the investigative sheriff's department does. So, we investigate deaths, we pass it on. We have to work with doctors, get medical records. One thing I do is I fight constantly with the insurance companies to get y'all death benefits paid. The insurance companies have people that's employed by them beat you out of your money. That's what their job is. And I'm constantly fighting to get y'all's death benefits paid. One thing I have done since I've been coroner, I've saved 3 houses going in foreclosure by going to the insurance companies and getting them to pay partial death benefits before the autopsies come back. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Duties of county coroner and your special qualifications. Take a shot.
Boy, before I start, I got to say happy birthday to my wife. I have been wanting to say it all day. I've been home. Ronald has, I believe, summed up the qualificator, the duties of the coroner quite well. Obviously, he's the incumbent. He's served for 4 years. He's doing a great job. But I think he's given a very clear-cut definition. Now, what do I bring to the table? I bring 28 years of law enforcement experience in a major metropolitan Atlanta area of a department of 800-plus sworn people. I bring to you 2,000 hours, over 2,000 hours of police officer standard of training, certified certification. I'm a Coast Guard veteran. I served in the military honorably. I've been discharged. I believe that all of my years of experience here in down in DeKalb County will actually help and benefit and give me a leg up, if you will. If you see the news, if you watch the news, anytime it's the first 10 minutes of the news on just about any channel, it's going to be about DeKalb County, and chances are you're going to see a real quick shot of me in there. The stuff that goes on down there is absolutely incredible. I say that to say this. I have a lot of experience and training that will benefit us as a county to ensure that the job is done correctly. Now, I lost my train of thought there, but what's going to happen is we're going to have a real good opportunity to have a real good coroner's office. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Can we read the question again?
Please, if you'd like.
Yeah. Basically, it's what do you feel the duties of the county coroner are, and what are your special qualifications to be elected to that position?
Okay. Mr. Fortner did touch on some of the duties of county coroner. I think that it does go beyond that. There's a lot of paperwork involved. I think on the scene, gathering, collecting information from families. I also think that it's important that when you're on the scene that you are collecting medications, disposing of those properly. I think we have a problem in the community with prescription medication in general. So those, medications at the scene should be confiscated and disposed of in a proper manner. It is filing of death certificates, working hand in hand with doctors' offices. I don't believe that you have any need handling any type of insurance whatsoever. My background is funeral science, funeral service. I have over 12,000 hours in deceased care. And really the GABR system, which is the Georgia State Death Certificate, I use that on a daily basis. I'm thoroughly trained in that. Built relationships with doctors' offices. And again, I think that there's a lot of other things that we can expand on with the coroner's office, just some record keeping and photos and everything else that's needed.
Thank you very much.
Can y'all hear me all right? Too loud?
Yes.
All right. The crowd sure has thinned out a little bit. Anybody else notice that? So I think that we pretty much understand that the coroner's office is primarily here to help determine, and I emphasize the word help determine the cause and manner of death. The coroner's office works in conjunction with the sheriff's office. We are an arm of the sheriff's office in the investigations of the deaths. What do I bring to the table? I am a post-certified officer as well as Mr. Sheppard. I have worked here in Lumpkin County in the Uniform Patrol Division until Mike Stapleton pretty much grabbed me and asked me to come to the college, and I left the college as a patrol sergeant. I have experience, unfortunately, in many deaths here in Lumpkin County. What I think the biggest thing I bring to the table is, if you ask anyone who has ever worked with me, they'll tell you that I do things by the book. You might not want to hear what I have to say, but that's how it is. That's what I'm going to express to you. I have been told by many people I have a knack for working with situations that such that the coroner would work with. I'm not sure that that's necessarily a good thing, but I think it's a positive thing. My goal is to bring the coroner's office up to the next level, give you a transparent, a compassionate, and ethical coroner's office, one that has open communications, and that's what I believe that I bring to the table. Do I get time or what?
We're going to start with Mr. Sheppard, the next question. This might be difficult for some of you that aren't in the job currently, but I want to know your thoughts. One person wanted to know your thoughts on the coroner's budget.
Yes.
What are your plans for an office and staff? Do you know what the budget is?
I have seen the budget. I've looked at it through an open records request. I don't have it with me. I believe it was around $50,000. Mr. Fortner, is that $54,000? So within that, there are several different line items that have to be met, obviously. Is there much room to trim a $54,000 budget? No. No, there's not. No, there's not. Now, what can we do? Well, we can look at training. We can look at different things that can be done. I'm sure Sheriff Gerard has more than enough post-certified instructors that we can utilize, and we wouldn't have to send our folks out of town down to Forsyth, Georgia for training. Maybe that saves a little bit of money. Remember, I'm on the outside looking into the window, but a $54,000 budget for a coroner, I'm not going to stand here and say we need to increase the budget. That's just not the right thing to say, because again, I'm on the outside looking in. What we do need to do is look at the actual needs of the office, the actual cost of things that have been going on, and like Ms. Jones has mentioned, there's an issue with a vehicle that doesn't have a stretcher, I believe, and so that's something else. I mean, I can't sit here and tell you, well, we're going to look at the budget, we're going to increase it, but I can't tell you we're going to decrease it either. $54,000 for the coroner's office is, well, again, I'm on the outside looking. I can't sit here and just tell you that all is well in the office. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Jones?
Thank you.
You need a question here.
Oh, got it, thank you. Again, with the budget, yes, I have. I did an open records request. I do think that there are ways to save money. I did mention that I stood up here 4 years ago and mentioned to you guys that it would be great if the coroner's office had an SUV. A sedan does not work for transporting bodies to and from, the GBI or to the county morgue. The coroner's office, to my knowledge, does not own a stretcher. We pay $125, I think is close to the estimate, if I've looked correctly, just to move a deceased person from inside the county to the county morgue, if a family has not chosen a funeral home or if we are waiting on GBI to pick up the body. I think that is one way, first and foremost, that I would like to save money. I feel like it would be the job of the coroner's office and the deputies, that if that is the case, then an outside removal service should not come in, and that we should transport the body on our own to the county morgue, save some county dollars there. Again, with training, I think it's really important that you get a very dedicated staff from the get-go. That eliminates having halfway through the term additional deputies needing to go into training. I think that there's just ways in my background in management and with money and office management, I could look at that and just see ways that we could shave. Again, $54,000 is a low amount.
Ms. Kimmel?
Will you repeat the question for me, please?
Yeah, please, ma'am. What do you know about the coroner's budget? You know what it is, how much it is, what are your plans for maybe an office staff and anything else you can think of?
Well, as everyone that has spoken before me has told you, the budget's $54,000. So here's one thing that I think is really a benefit to growing up poor on a farm. I grew up in Pennsylvania in a little town very similar to Dawaga. Came to Georgia almost 30 years ago and forgot to go home. But what I learned growing up on a farm with not much money is you learn to do with what you have, and you make what you have last longer than it ever should have. Are there ways to trim the budget? I hesitate to say. I do say that I will look at the budget and I'll figure out if there is a way to save taxpayer dollars, that it will be done. Would I like to see the coroner's budget at $36,000? Sure, that's some more money for the sheriff's office, right? And we all know they need it. So I can't speak specifically about what budget items could be reduced, if they can be reduced. It's not a big budget, but I can tell you this: if there's a way to save $1, by golly, I'm going to save it. What good timing again?
Very good, thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm proud of my budget. Year before last, we done 133 calls for $54,000. Dawson County, White County, budget's up $78,000. I'm not griping about my budget, I make it work. Before I put the stretcher in that SUV, that's my office. That's what I work out of. Yes, we do haul bodies in it from time to time, and we use a backhoe. You haul bodies in the bit that you drive every day, you won't be able to stand it. Using transport companies charging $125 to go from here to the GBI crime lab is a bargain. You've got an extra man to help you load. Usually when we're out there, there's one person. I'm pretty disappointed. I keep raising 300-pound man with myself. So they come in and help us. We do haul bodies sometimes. We had the ice storm. Me and Beth and Frank went out. The ambulance couldn't get out. We hauled 2 bodies in that bad ice storm. I'm proud of my budget. I'll defend transport companies because most of the time we're out there's one of us. The sheriff's office is good to help us. A lot of times they have to go. The transport company comes in good. They'll help us load. You seen Deputy Coroner to Atlanta, to the GBI crime lab, he's gone for 2 hours. You give him that death in the county, you lay one of us on in time. So I defend my budget, not to be using transport company.
Thank you very much. Last question, what kind of educational programs do you offer, if any, to help young people make better decisions about such things as using illegal drugs and reckless driving?
That's a good question. That is my passion. What I would like to do with the coroner's office, of course, this would be no cost to taxpayers or anyone else. I think that we need education in school systems. We need some suicide prevention, even if it's something just as simple as having the phone number in the back of the school handbook. My line of work, I see the end result of drug overdoses, infant fatalities, things that can definitely be avoided. I think that we can offer as a community CPR training, a lot of car seat safety checks that the sheriff's office is very kind to come out and do anytime that they're asked. There's a lot of resources that we as a county could do, and as the coroner's office, I don't think anybody can stand up here and say that they want to go out and do any type of infant fatality, anything that has to do with a child, teen, anything along those lines. So I think that there's definitely a lot of room for that, and that is what I'm very passionate about doing.
Thank you very much.
Well, I don't think we'll ever have enough programs available to help people make better decisions. But what I do think is we can better the programs that are currently in place. So, suicide prevention, obviously, making better healthy decisions, obviously. CPR classes, everything is a great idea. Ms. Jones, I'm glad that you're passionate because obviously the longer folks live, the less we have to do. I'd love to never get a call as your coroner. I know that's not gonna happen. But we need to advocate as many programs as possible. We need to work in conjunction with the sheriff's office and the schools to bring seminars, if you will, or suicide prevention or drug use seminars, information to these kids in whatever way possible. Can that be done on the coroner's budget? I believe it can. Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Mr. Fortner, same question.
No. Education is good, and we will help with anybody that asks us. We stay so busy in our office doing our job, we don't have a lot of time to do stuff like that. The sheriff's office and them's got there, all that training and stuff. He has so many more people. It's me and Frank and Bell. Bell works a full-time job, Frank works full-time at the coroner's office. There's just so many hours in a day to do. We focus on what our job is, and that is taking care of y'all when y'all have someone lost. Fighting for your death benefit. Amanda says she don't think insurance company, we shouldn't be involved in insurance companies, therefore she's wrong. If we don't fight for y'all, a lot of times y'all don't get death benefits. And to me, everything I do is for y'all. I'm not a politician, I'm your coroner. And that's why we run our office. That's pretty much that on that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I agree with Mr. Fortner that to create social programs in conjunction with the Sheriff's Department, I think is not a disaster, but I do believe that we can work together in concert. So, and I know how busy the office is, and he is right. There's not much time, especially when you have the staff that he has. Now, saying that, am I willing to look at it later on once I get my feet wet, per se? Yeah, sure. I would like to have a way to slow down. Anytime you can slow down death is a good thing. But to work in social programs, I think that I would much rather work with the Sheriff's Department as a team player than to try to develop my own program. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Mrs. Kimmel, we're going to start with you, and we're going to come down the line. 3 minutes. Any closing remarks you want to make? Any comments? You start now.
I gotta look at my notes. So, like I told you, I'm an old farm girl, and anybody that knows me will tell you that I think they call it a WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. Well, that's pretty much Sheriff Gerard's laughing. So, I'm direct probably to a fault. However, God has blessed me with the ability to deal with horrible situations in a diplomatic manner. So, I have some formal death investigation training through the college, post-certified officer. It's been my love to be a police officer, and unfortunately I've had some issues with about 5-foot surgeries that has prevented me from going any further than that. I have a servant's heart, started as an EMT back in high school, and have served in countless capacities. So I'm asking, if you want somebody who is upfront, honest, compassionate, transparent in the way they do business, I'm asking for your vote. And it's really easy. It's KFC, Kimmel for Coroner. You like that?
Again, I'm Amanda Jones, and I just would like to ask for your vote. I'm very passionate about the community. I'll tell you, anybody, I recognize so many faces in the audience, although we've dwindled down. You'll see me out and about. I am very active in our community because I love it. We've talked tonight a lot about leadership. My little one's sitting there and it's past his bedtime, but that is the reason that leadership is so important to me. I think it's leading by example. I can stand up here all day long and tell you all these things that I'm going to do and could do. My background pretty much shows that I follow through with it. Again, I think that the training that I have on the death certificate training, working with families, working in the death industry, seeing cases and seeing causes of death, I think qualifies me for what I need. I just encourage everybody to do their research before they vote.
Thank you very much.
Folks, I want to read to you my little card. This is called a rack card that we have been handing out all over the place. I want to read it to you because it took me a long time to come up with this because it came from my heart. I'm Jim Sheppard. I'm a 12-year resident of Lumpkin County, and I want your vote for County Coroner. I have 28 years of experience in law enforcement and over 2,000 hours of training, and I'll bring this knowledge and experience to the office of the coroner. I seek to better the support of the community with my knowledge, skills, and abilities from the law enforcement investigative field to serve the office in a manner consistent with the values and morals that we as citizens expect of our elected officials. I'm a U.S. Coast Guard veteran. Obviously, I've been 28 years with law enforcement. It's a 800 plus man department sworn. I'm a member of traffic analysis. I'm a member of the Advanced Technology Application Division. I've assisted in multi-million-dollar year budgets. I was awarded Supervisor of the Month on 3 different occasions. I was actually awarded Supervisor of the Year in 2015. A big department like that is that's something to have. It took 28 years to get it, so I'm proud of that. I also have Georgia emergency management training along with federal emergency management training. And of course, I'm married to my beautiful bride, Rhonda, I can't even talk about it. Rhonda Waters Sheppard. And of course, my daughter, Anna Grace. I'm very, very proud of my little family. You know, I kind of like to look at this as camping. You know how you go into a campsite and you have a lot of fun with your family and all that, and you pack up and you leave? You always want to leave it a whole lot better than you found it. I think that's what all of us want here, is that we just want to make an impact. We just want to do the right thing, and we're just ready to serve. We're good people for good government. And I think it's time for a change. I think Ronald's done a great job. But I think if anybody could fill his shoes, it would be me. I ask for your vote. My name is Jim Sheppard. Thank you.
My name's Ronald Fortner. I am a county coroner. I just want to touch 2 or 3 things. I'm the first certified police officer that's ever been the coroner in this county. I started law enforcement in 1985 in Forsyth County. Went on to GBI Drug Task Force for a few years. Got in Lumpkin County, worked for Tennessee Vote, Range Pruitt. And I went to Dawson County and worked for Sheriff Chester. When I left there, I was his major. I've got just as many years as Jim has. I don't want to give me hours. He knows who I'm going to be. I want to touch the thing about school for coroners. They've got some good instructors down there, but we have to go to the school that the Coroner Association sets, and it's in Forsyth, Georgia. We have no choice before we go to school at. We cannot cut that out. That has to be there. We was trying to get a school set up in Lumpkin County, and it kind of fell through. We're working on trying to get a school for coroners up here. When I first run for office, the coroner's office was Bachelor Kimmel home. One thing I said I'd do is I would break those apart so it is fair. You don't have the coroner's office in a funeral home. Talking about staff, I think I've got a great staff. Frank Goff, stand up. Frank Goff's been Frank Goff, worked for Forsyth County back in the 80s. He's got 40 years in law enforcement. He's like me. I've worked 2 capital murder cases. Frank's worked some capital murder cases. My wife back here in the back, Beth, she's went back to college, and she's the last field director. So I think I've got a pretty good staff here in all of our schools in all my years of doing this. My number one, I guess, kudos is, talk to any family in this county that we have worked with death on. Any family. I've worked over 500 something cases in this county. Talk to any family, you'll never hear a bad word about the Matt Aikens gave me one of the best comments, I think, is everybody. He said, Ronald, he said, I get letters to death on everybody up there. And he can honestly say, I have never got the bad one in your office. So I'm kind of proud of that. I'm a lifelong resident, my wife's lifelong resident, we've got 2 daughters, 2 little granddaughter Ella. I don't think Beth, she's been with strength for 30 years, and seen me through a lot of hard times, and we're just proud to do this, y'all. And one more thing, when we first got in the office, when I was one of the investigators for Larry Bannister, Lumpkin didn't have a cooler. Didn't have a cooler, they was letting the bodies out. We worked the first year for nothing. Took my pay the first year for nothing, and bought this cooler Lumpkin County's got. It wasn't bought by Lumpkin County, it was bought by us. So I think we've done a lot for this coroner's office, I'm proud of it.
We're going to ask several questions directed just to him, and he's agreed to answer the questions as he can. This is about his legal issues. We'd like to know your take, comments on your legal issues.
There's 2 major issues facing the coroner's office right now. Number one, the printers messed up on the sign, they put OR instead of ER. Everybody thought I'd done that just by being smart. That's not, the printers made a mistake. Second, indictments. When I first became coroner, 2 things I said I was going to do is take care of the elderly and the children. I had several complaints on convalescent home in Lumpkin County. We started an investigation up there. I went in front of the county commissioners twice, not once, twice, told them what we was doing. We never tried to hide that. We went in front of them twice. County attorney sitting over there, county manager sitting right there. Nothing was ever said. We quit working investigation on convalescent homes. They had straightened, I felt they straightened their stuff up. We quit about 6 months. Personal grievance was filed against me. Stacy had no choice to call the GBI. I had no problem with Stacy. I got a girl just graduated out of GBI school coming out of the office, went through 500 something of my cases, and found 17 she said I shouldn't work. 17 out of 500 something cases. I told them right up from the front, I said, if you have paid me or my deputies anything that we're not entitled to, I'll pay it back. We don't do it for money. Everybody knows that I've got a company, we don't do this for money. Frank doesn't do the money, Beth doesn't do it for money. We do it out of our heart. Well, it rocked on, went from grand jury. Well, grand jury's Lumpkin County, that's pretty much 100% of everything. So first they indicted me on 20-something counts, because it's how I'm paid. The coroner's paid $175 a cop. So they went back on 17 cases and charged me for theft of tape on 17 cases. 1 case violation of oath of office. The judge threw the violation of office out. The DA pulled me back in with the same grand jury and charged me with 17 counts and the same thing the judge threw out. Now I've got all this to go through. You know, I could resign, this could all went away. I'm not going to resign. I'm not running for nothing. I'm proud of what I've done. These 17 cases, we worked 68 this same convalescent home. They pulled 17 out and said we shouldn't work. I'd rather work 117 than miss one that I shouldn't have. At the same time this investigation going on over here, we had a convalescent home in Commerce that nurses were euthanizing Alzheimer's patients. As long as I'm in this office, I can promise you one thing. We're going to look at our elderly, we're going to look at our children, we're going to do our job. I'm not a politician. Guy come up to the bank and told me the other day, said, Ron, said, the only problem is you're not a politician. I think that's one of the best compliments I've had. I'm not a politician, I'm a county coroner.
Thank you very much. All right.